how to speak softly and elegantly. So there are 13 points on this list, and all of these are handpicked by me, the points that I feel are most crucial for your elegant speech. Let's start with point number 1, which is the pace of your speech. Now, how I ensure that I sound elegant when I talk, the first thing on my mind is keeping it slow. I don't want to rush through my words. I make it a habit to articulate my words. When you rush through your words, you sound anxious and you do not sound elegant at all. That is not conducive to elegant speech. Take pauses. It gives your words more meaning. It gives your words more weight and thoughtfulness. And enunciate clearly, okay? Do not rush through the pronunciations. It's all right. Take your time and speak your words. Mumbled speech comes across as less polished and less refined. By mumbling, I mean you are struggling for words and you're making these sounds that are not clear and they do not really have a meaning. Something like something like this. Another thing that you need to take care of is that you do not use the filler words. These are also called crutch words. Filler words are the words that you say that do not have meaning in a sentence, but you use them anyway because you are buying time. You want to avoid a pause, so you use this word. Something like, like. So too much usage of these crutch words actually comes across really shabby, and I don't think that's the way an elegant speaker would go about. You need to start practicing to use these less. It can come down with practice. Honestly, hand on my heart, I've done this for myself. I used to do this a lot earlier. I don't know how long ago, but yes, this has not been my habit for a very long time now. Next point on the list is avoiding to gossip. Gossip does not come across as elegant conversation style at all. Many of us, we do not realize and we tend to indulge into gossip. We enjoy that fun, right? And I think it's a human thing. It happens. It just comes to us naturally. Now, this is something that you can stop right away. You do not even need to practice this. It's just something that makes you sound ungracious. Personally, I would not respect somebody who gossips about somebody else, because as they say, the way somebody talks to you about someone is exactly the way they are going to talk about you to somebody else. It's just the same way. So you're talking some bad things about somebody to me, you're going to do exactly the same to me behind my back. How can I respect a person like that? Next thing on the list is bringing cadence or rhythm to your speech. What do I mean by this? So cadence is, if you can understand, bringing a little music to your words. If I have to say, how are you? I can very well say this as, how are you? Something like this, where you are saying your words and at the same time, you're bringing a little music to it. You're sounding rhythmic, if you understand me. So when you're talking, it sounds like you're singing to somebody. Your words are coming out so sweet. And there's one more thing I'd like to say here. You need to practice to use a measured tone. What do I mean by measured tone? Depending on the setting of the place where you are standing or sitting and talking, you could use a higher tone or you could use a lower tone. You should not be too loud, neither should you be too low for the other person to understand you, because then it makes the conversation very uncomfortable from their perspective. Next point on the list is one of my favorite ones, usage of your hand gestures. Now this is important because you have to balance this and you have to learn to balance this. Now what do I mean by usage of your hand gestures? You could not be doing too much of it because then you are very distracting. Okay, if I'm using too much of my hands, it will be distracting for you, and you probably would want to pull back a little, and you would probably not want to talk to me ever again. So yes, hand gestures play a very important role, especially when you're talking with somebody face to face. Okay, even on video calls. I mean, when your hands are visible and you're in a meeting, in a corporate meeting or so, again, your hand gestures play an important role because they help you express more. Use it enough. Don't do much. Do not do less. Do not use jerky movements of hands, okay? Don't do this. No jerks. Try and move them softly, okay? When I'm speaking to you right now, as you can see, I'm trying to move my hands slowly and in a rhythm so as to make it comfortable for you and for me, all right? Not hurting anybody at the same time, okay? Moving on to next point. Bringing emotion, voice modulation, intonation. Intonation is bringing stress to certain words. The way I said, bringing stress to certain words. I stressed upon the word stress. And this is intonation, okay? Again, you master it with practice. Now talking about emotion. When you talk, bring in a little modulation in your pitch, in your volume, in your style, okay? If you are monotone, what do I mean by monotone? Monotone is I'm talking to you like this and I am not bringing any tone or increase or decrease in my pitch. Am I sounding boring to you right now? Yes, I am. What was I doing there? I was talking to you in a monotone. Monotone is boring. And naturally, most humans do not use a monotone, stressing upon a certain word or a certain phrase that is more important to the speech. We generally do that, but we can get better at it if we are more aware of it. So avoid monotone. Do not sound robotic, and especially if you're delivering a speech or giving a presentation. Bringing out emotion would mean that if I'm happy, I will have to make sure that I sound happy. If I'm not happy, I will have to make sure that I sound sad. Point number 6 is not being too loud. Please do not ever raise your voice on others when you're talking to them. No matter you're angry, no matter you are upset or disappointed in somebody for doing something to you, avoid shouting, avoid yelling, because that gives out a very bad impression of you, and people are going to carry that impression of you for a very long time. Maintain your manners when you're talking with somebody. No matter somebody is a subordinate to you or a superior to you and they have done something bad to you, no matter the scenario, never raise your voice on others, okay? And let's start by doing this at our home, from our homes. We generally indulge into shouting on our parents. Let's not do that. We take them for granted. Let's not shout on our family members. Just because they are not going to shout back or not going to leave you does not mean that you take them for granted. Okay, so moving on to the next point. Now this one is one of my most favorite ones. I read it in this very popular book by the name How to Influence People and Win Friends. How to Win Friends and Influence People, it's this way, by Dale Carnegie. It's a very popular book, by the way. I'm sure you must have already heard of the name. Now, this book tells about this point that when you take somebody's name, they tend to like you more. Yeah. So, indulge into a habit of acknowledging others by using their titles or using their names. And I feel it totally works. It really does work. Whenever you take somebody's name and you ask for a favor, they generally and genuinely have a feeling that they want to help you. And they don't even know it, that it is coming because you mentioned their name to them. So yes, if you'll say, Alina, can you help me? It will get very difficult for me to turn you down. It's a profound way to show respect to somebody. This is not me trying to tell you to play tricks on others. No, this is just me trying to help you with polishing your skills, your people skills. Okay, moving on to the next point. Next on the list is practicing empathy and active listening. Never interrupt others when they're talking with you. Give them the space to talk. Okay, wait for your turn to arrive. When they are talking, let them have their turn, let them finish. Show genuine interest by actively listening to them. And how can you do that? By nodding. Okay, simple nods can do wonders. Or sometimes pose a question that is extremely relevant to what they are talking. Many of us feel that we are good listeners, but we're not actually. This was something even I realized about myself when I was told by a friend of mine that, you should not interrupt when I'm talking. I never thought of myself as a person who interrupts or shows disrespect while others are talking. But out of some excitement or maybe something in the moment, I'm excited and I just want to say my mind out, I would interrupt others. And that would especially happen if I'm with my close ones. You should never interrupt others. This is not a way to be elegant when you talk. It makes you sound very hyper, out of self-control, and these are not the styles of an elegant conversationalist. Next, be authentic. Please do not fake accents or persona. Please do not act the way you're not. Now, what I'm trying to teach you through this video is to better yourself, to improve yourself. I'm not teaching you to be fake. No. Faking accent, you very well know what it is. In my initial days on YouTube, a lot of comments would tell me that, ma'am, everything about you is pretty good. We like learning from you. But we do not like your accent, and probably you should try an American accent or a British accent. Now, my point is that mine is an Indian accent. And I think it's one of the most beautiful accents on this planet. It's so articulate. When I speak in my Indian accent, it is probably the most clear accent on this planet. Why would I want to give it away? Because a few people do not like it. I don't want to be fake. This is naturally me. And natural me is good me. If I fake, I will become somebody whom I will not even recognize. Next on the list is choice of words. Never ever swear or curse. That's not a style an elegant speaker would choose, and especially doing that in public. And let's not even do that when we are alone, because in private, because what we do in private is actually who we are. And in private, if you're cursing too much, it will come out in public too. You'll not be able to hide it for long, because that's the style that you're developing. You're working on bringing that style into you. Avoid slang words, avoid offensive words, work upon your vocabulary. And extensive vocabulary will allow you access to better words. You will be able to bring more expression in your voice. You will be able to express more vividly. Okay, and that can happen if you read much more than you're reading right now. Many of us do not read at all. I don't think it's a good thing to do. I think you should read more often, at least one page every day. That's what I always recommend to all my listeners. And when you learn new words and you're reading more, you tend to find out their correct usage, and they automatically become a part of your day-to-day vocabulary. And that's how your vocabulary expands. I mean, don't you think that whoever reads more has better vocabulary? They do. Most people do. And how is it happening? Are they writing down those words and memorizing the meanings of those words? No, they are learning them through their reading, because they are seeing those words getting repeated in different books under different settings. And that's how they tend to learn the usage of the words, the correct usage of the words. One thing that is important to be understood here before I move on to the next point is that by expanding your vocabulary, I do not mean that you use complicated words all the time where people find it difficult to understand you. We want to have a bigger base of words, okay, so that we can express more precisely, bring more nuance, okay, in our speaking. But at the same time, if something can be said in a clear, simple manner, let's do it that way. Let's keep the things uncomplicated as much as we can. But where you feel the need of using a better word, go ahead. It's your vocabulary. You've worked on improving it. Use it. But do not unnecessarily complicate your words. Next on the list, body language. Extremely important. I made a video on slouching. You guys loved it. I am still so happy the kind of response it received. I just did it a month ago or so. Slouching is this. I'll show you. This is slouching, okay? Where you walk like this and you sit like this. This out. This is straight. This is how you're supposed to be. Please keep your back in, your shoulders straight. Do not do this. So your body language speaks volumes about you. Other thing that you could be careful about is your eye contact. Eye contact is important. If I'm shooting a video here and I'm looking there and I'm talking to you, how long will you be able to listen to me? Or will you even enjoy what I'm saying to you? No, because this is kind of disrespectful if I'm always looking somewhere else. No, and it shows lack of confidence, by the way. Do maintain eye contact, even if you don't find it comfortable in the beginning. I know, as a girl, when I was growing up, trust me, maintaining eye contact, especially, okay, I'll be honest with you, especially with boys, with men, used to be difficult for me. Here, I said it. But yes, I worked on it, I improved it, and here I am, absolutely no discomfort. So, maintain eye contact, but do not stare. If you continuously stare into somebody's eyes and just nominal blinking, no, it gets very uncomfortable for others. Take away your glare for a while, maybe just smiling like this and, coming back with your eye contact, or laughing and then looking back into their eyes, something like this. Take away your stare for a while and then come back to your eye contact. So maintain eye contact, but remember to move your eyes here and there. Do not stare. Staring is bad. Non-verbal cues can actually greatly impact your speech, how your speech is perceived. Non-verbal cues are how you carry your body when you're talking with somebody. Okay, that includes everything: your hands, your eyes, your head movements, your shoulders, how close you're standing with somebody. It depends on your relationship with that person. If you're very good with somebody, you would probably stand closer. But if there is a certain formal relationship, you would stand a little farther away, and you will naturally know it. I don't need to tell you that. It will come naturally to you. The way you stand with a friend of yours, the same way you could not stand with your boss. Okay, you will have to maintain a little more distance, okay, unless your boss is your best friend. I mean, that's a separate case altogether. Now, one very important thing that you could take care of is being appreciative and acknowledging others when you're talking with them. If somebody has done something for you, be appreciative towards it. Say thank you, okay? Bend a little and appreciate their efforts. If they look nice, tell them. If they're smelling nice, tell them. If their personality lights up the room, tell them. If you like their smile, tell them. But of course, do not come out as somebody who is flirtatious. You don't have to flirt. You have to maintain that aura. Okay, do not flirt, but say it out with certain elegance. Okay, with poise in your voice. Poise in your voice sounds good. It makes them feel more visible. It makes them feel noticed. One last point on the list is be confident. Confidence is often perceived as elegance, and confidence never goes out of style. You can be confident by just carrying a little smile on your face. Even if you're nervous with something about somebody's presence, don't show it on your face. Keep it to yourself. Try and hide it. It's all right. I mean, unless it's a very homely kind of a setup where you can be yourself, then that's a separate ball game altogether. But otherwise, when you're in public, when you have to maintain and contain yourself, this is probably the best way to go about things. Show that you're harmless to others so that you're approachable. People like you. At the same time, show that you cannot be harmed because you're confident. You can deal with stuff. Believe in what you say and deliver it with conviction. Say it with conviction. When you don't believe in something that you're saying, it is visible on your face. So bring conviction in your voice. And how do you do that? You play with your face. You play with your facial expressions. You play with your body language. Okay? You play with your smile a little. I mean, of course, these are things that can get better with time, with your practice. But yes, I'm just making you aware of these things so that you perform better the next time. I hope this video helps you. I'm very excited to announce I am mostly done with shooting my spoken English course for you. It's there in the pipeline. I'm gonna be releasing it by the end of this month, hopefully, and I'm very excited to bring it to you guys. I'll see you again soon. Thank you very much for listening to me right till here, and let me know in the comments if there's something that you feel that you practice and I have missed on the list, something that brings elegance to your voice. I'd love to hear it on the comments. Okay, I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.